Hi, you don't know who I am. I get that. But I saw your video and it felt like I needed to say something. I don't know how to do this, but I'm just gonna play the video.
Well, this is gonna be another depressing video. Hey guys, it's small the
Basically,
human 77 here.
what's up?
Um,
I'm son of Kefir, or you can call me Kev, I don't know.
I have so much to say, but at the same time, I have nothing to say.
Mm-hmm.
My cat's just looking at me from the side. I was crying really hard earlier. She wouldn't come near me. She wouldn't give me a hug. She just waddles off and does her own thing. It's not like she knows any better, but it just reminds me of the fact that there is no unconditional love. Everything is conditional because people want to gain something from you. There's always a transaction going on. It benefits you in some way. And for the longest time, I just felt like I was an accessory that can be dangled around and then thrown to the side. I didn't feel like I truly mattered. Sorry for my voice right now. I may or may not have done something to hurt myself. I feel like I'm just like waiting for it to kick in. And I don't know why I chose to record my thoughts. Maybe it's like a last resort type of thing to see if people care. I know the online community is full of people that says that they care, but no one really knows me personally. And I've isolated myself for so long. I don't know how to reach out to others. I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to say. I don't want to be depressing. I don't want to talk about my shit that's going on. If I do, I'll be judged for it.
Yeah. Um, yeah. I felt like this exact same way, like literally for at least 5 years. Um, and I've been like going through this exact same kind of thought process where like I low key just wanted to kill myself, and it was really bad. About 5 years ago, I was in high school, and this was during COVID time, and I just felt like I didn't do anything. I didn't have any type of future in my life, and I was just like, fuck it, bro. Like, it doesn't matter what I do now because at the end of the day, we're all gonna fucking die. So I just felt like I wanted to end it early, and this is a little bit of a backstory about myself, but yeah, I told somebody who I thought was one of my closest friends that I was going to kill myself, and she told the administrators, which, you know, in theory is a good thing, right? And I actually do think it is a good thing. Um, but she also told her parents, and the next day, she blocked me on everything, and I was just like, "Yo, that's crazy." I didn't know what to think. I felt like my only friend just betrayed me, pretty much, and I felt like I didn't have anyone in my corner anymore. Like, how can I have just trusted this person, told them all of my vulnerable things, and then they go and they block me? And I thought that was going to be the setting point for everything. I thought I was just going to off myself right then and there because fuck it, like, I got nothing. Um, but I'm telling you right now, that was 5 years ago, and clearly I didn't off myself, and there's just a lot of reasons for it. But I'll get into that in a second. I just want to hear what you have to say next.
How do you start conversation and it doesn't only end up as small talk? How can you create meaningful and deep connections when these days you're so replaceable? People are so replaceable these days.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the future seems so bleak. I mean, there's so much mass shootings, wars, genocides, and just so much hate in the world. And also, AI is gonna take over and we're all gonna lose our jobs. So then it just feels like, what is there left? Everything that I ever hoped for slipped away again. The cheating ex-partner, I know, it sounds so pathetic. I feel so pathetic for believing them again, trying to have faith, and trying to make things work when they're just not going to change.
This is actually real as shit. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not trying to like laugh at your situation, but it's just like crazy relatable because I've been through like this whole emotional like reliance where I just depend on people emotionally all the time, and this was especially like because I didn't feel like I had a lot of friends, and so whenever I did have like this person that gave me attention or was just available, I would just rely on them so much emotionally. If they talked to me, I would be okay. And if they didn't talk to me that day, I would be pretty depressed. So, you know what I'm saying? And I was thinking about this, and then it's literally just like an addiction, you know? Because you know that going back to talk to them is like not going to be a good idea. Like, it's going to hurt you in the long run. And in that exact same way, like when you go back to a drug that you're trying to get off of, you know that it's going to be bad for you in the long run, but you're just craving it so bad because you're just empty. You feel so shit that you feel like this drug is the only thing that can help you in that moment. And the issue is both the drug and the person are both temporary. Like they can validate you for a little bit, and they might make you feel good for a little bit, but it'll all go back to the same ending, and it'll all come back to the same outcome. And this has happened so many times to me. Like I've relied on one person for pretty much throughout high school, and that was terrible because it would always be like I would get so disappointed, and then my mood just depended on whether or not they talked to me. And I know you kind of get into this later in the video, but it just felt like they're like sometimes like people weren't genuine to me, like they didn't really care about me, but that they just were obligated to care, and so they would pretend to care. And that's how I felt for a very long time. So I'll just play the video.
I can't make them change. And I can't seem to accept that. Because I can't fathom how a person can repeatedly hurt someone again and again and again, lie to them again and again, betray them so many times because they're selfish. How could they bear to do that to someone that they claim that they care so much about or love? I can't do that to anyone.
I just want to say that like these are only a select few people that actually do this, where they are like actual shitheads and they don't really give a shit about you, and they're only looking out for themselves, and the more people you go out and meet, and I know it's hard to meet people, and I know it's hard to like talk to people and make new friends, especially I don't know if you're in school or not, but I'm in school and it's fucking hard to make. Like I've only made like, I can count on my one hand how many friends I've made throughout college, and I'm in my third year of college. I'm 20, almost 21 as well. So it's just like I feel like all these friends that I'm making are like these temporary friends, and after the semester or 2 semesters are up, then we kind of just stop talking, and they're just kind of like a person that I have on my phone that I never text, and that's just how it goes. And so I've kind of been in this like phase right now where I'm just questioning everybody's, what's it called, like I guess like genuineness. Like I just feel like no one is actually trying to be friends with me. They're just kind of like using me, or you know, we're just we just happen to be in the same environment. For example, like we're in the same class, so like we're gonna be friends for the duration of the class, and after the class is over, like it's wraps. And that's a pattern that's been going on as of recently. So I don't blame you for thinking that. Is that even what you were talking about? I low-key forgot. I've been rambling a lot too. But well, I was gonna say that the the general amount of people that I've met, they actually do care. Um, and it's not that they're just pretending. And obviously, granted, some people do pretend. I'm not saying that that type of person doesn't exist. Um, but when you do meet someone that actually genuinely cares, like even think about this. Like I'm making this video right now because I saw you make this video, and I was like, dude, this is insanely relatable, and I just felt like I had to say something because I've been going through very, very, very similar things, very similar thoughts. Um, and this video isn't monetized or anything. My channel is like barely monetizable in the first place, but like I genuinely just wanted to respond, and I hope that you do see this.
Truly cared about someone, I would never hurt them like that. So then I just don't understand why they do that to me. It's not their fault that my mental has gotten this bad. It's because of me. And this is the way that I've been. I can't really make light of the situation anymore. I try to play it off. I try to keep on this mask, try to make funny jokes out of my experiences. I feel so alone. And I know no one's gonna save me. But somewhere in my heart, I'm hoping that someone can help me. But I know because of my patterns, it will just turn into something toxic and codependent again.
Yeah, that was a huge deal for me. Is like I said earlier, just being so emotionally dependent on one person to maintain my emotional stability. And that just kind of comes down to being able to find your own self-worth and finding things that you like to do alone. So a lot of the time now, especially like this semester, because one of my, literally like basically my closest friend from college transferred to a different college, and after that, that was just like holy, like I really like don't have anyone, and I spent pretty much this entire semester alone, in the library, just kind of studying because I I don't know, I had nothing better to do, or going to the gym because I had nothing better to do. It's kind of strange because I was so like attached to hanging out with my friend, and after he transferred it and left, it did push me to do things independently. Um, and obviously, I was sad as fuck about it in the beginning. And I was sad as fuck about all the people from high school who I was emotionally dependent on, when they would stop talking to me because I was so clingy and shit. Like, I was terribly sad, and it's like an addiction, you know. You get that withdrawal effect in the beginning, but the longer that you can withstand talking to them, the better it gets. And I know it's hard to kind of to do it. It's way easier said than done. But like, I'm here, you know. I haven't talked to any of those people in years, and I'm okay. I feel pretty good. Um, it's kind of crazy to think about that back then, because it's just like everything I did was just dependent on them. So I don't want to say that like I promise you that it gets better, because I know right now you're in like some shit, and it feels like there's nothing that you can do to get out of it. But it is a long run, like it is a marathon. I don't know if you're willing to go through that, but I just know it's worth it. Um, and for me, it was
I'm so scared of people, and I just feel like people only treat you well if you're pretty, if you if you're outgoing, if your social economic is like, you know, up there, like your status in society. Because apparently all that determines our value as a human being is work, what kind of job you have, your physical appearance, how good you look, and if you can talk to people well, which I fail in all of those categories.
I'm chop shit, and I gotta find, you know, I don't know, bro. Like, I think what you said is pretty true for the most part. Um, literally like the other day, I was at my dad's house. My parents are divorced, by the way, so I went over to my dad's house for the first time in a couple of months. And right now he's got his friend living with him, and his friend is like insanely rich, I guess, because like I don't know, his friend just gifted him like a bunch of shit. And yeah, I mean, I guess he's insanely rich, right? And so, he's living there with my dad at the moment, because like apparently he's like selling his own house, so that he's just staying there temporarily, and he's gonna move out, I guess, later. But literally one of the first things that my dad's friend says to me is, "Do you make a lot of money yet?" And I'm sitting there, I'm literally trying to eat my dinner. I'm literally sitting there like these, like with the fork in my mouth, like like what are you talking about, bro? And I'm just like, no, like I don't really make money like that, bro. And then he's like, when I was your age, I was making a shit ton of money. And I'm like, okay. And then he goes, when I was your age too, I was making more money than your dad is making right now. And I'm sitting there like, yo, am I supposed to give a shit? Like, do it, bro. Is that all that matters to you? Is that whether or not I make money or not? Like, bro. Um, and I know what you're saying is true, that like people really do put so much value on like how much money you have, or how many friends you got, or what skills you have in terms of like whether you're a doctor, a lawyer, like your career and shit, or your looks as well, obviously. But I think all these things are like it. It's like we can't really do shit about it, you know. Um, Obviously, we can go make more money if you wanted to. If you wanted to work hard enough and shit, or do whatever the fuck, I don't know. But I think if this is kind of like a ramble, but if you value money so much and your whole entire life revolves around money, like I feel like that's such an empty way to live, bro. Like imagine if all I was doing all freaking month was just waiting for my paycheck to come. And then like after my paycheck comes, I'm like, yes, bro. Fuck yeah. And then I'm just already waiting for the next paycheck to come. Like, damn, that would be a fucking terrible way of living. Because I'm just constantly sitting there, just waiting for money. And like, I got, like, dude, there's so many other things. And part of the reason why I haven't killed myself yet is because there's a bunch of other shit that I want to experience first before I do. You know what I'm saying? Before I die, I want to at least like get married, have a family, have kids, type thing, travel. And honestly, I don't even care if like I'm 35 years old with no wife, no kids, or nothing. But at least if I'm traveling with a fucking van, or if I'm just like homeless and shit, but I'm traveling and shit, I don't like that. That'd be okay too, you know, because at least like I'm doing something. So even if I don't have like a fuck ton of money, like I'd be right. Is this too much of a change? My fault. But I completely understand what you're saying, though.
And that's been my dilemma for the longest time, since middle school. And I'm currently about to turn 21.
See?
And I've never figured out answers to that. Because a common theme of that just keeps reappearing. I know I need to
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
make the effort to change,
Mm.
but I feel so helpless and overwhelmed. I don't know where to start.
You know what's crazy is that this video right here, that's doing something. And I know it feels like it's not much, but like it actually is, because you know there's a lot of people watching you. Like, imagine how many views does this have? Like 7,000 at this point. That is insane. I think, actually no, I think it's like 3,000 when I'm watching this. Yeah, it's 3,000, bro. It's just like you have a lot more people behind you than you realize. And I know it's hard to tell because it's like they're all behind a screen, and like when you read their comments and shit, it's just words on a screen. Like you can't see somebody say anything. Like you don't even know if that person is real or if it's a fucking bot, AI, chat GPT. But hello, um, I'm real, and literally you just making this video inspired me to come on my own video and respond to it. Um, and so I really do think that you are doing something, even if it's just something as little as like going online and making a video about it and talking about it. Because there's a ton of people that relate to you, including myself. Like, I've been sitting here listening to you, and like these are things that I can literally apply to my own life, like 10 times over and over. You know, and I was thinking about this the other day actually, which was that we always feel lonelier than we really are. And I was just thinking about like what that means, you know? Like we feel lonelier than we really are. And I think it's because like, you know, when we're in our own head and we're overthinking all these things, like it's so easy for all the negative bullshit to just kind of take over. And when people try to help us, we just assume that like they're just doing that shit because they're obligated to, and because they feel bad for us, you know, and they don't actually care about us. But you know, they're, well, I guess I gotta help you type shit. You know, that's all in our head. And also like, there's not one original experience on this earth, and I'm not trying to say this to like de-validate what you're trying to say, but when I think about like how I'm feeling and like how shit my life is sometimes, I also imagine like there's a ton of, probably millions of people who probably feel the same way or worse. you know. Like I'm only 20 years old, and I can only imagine how many people who are like 40, 50, 60 who feel worthless, you know. I'm not trying to like fucking demean them, but it's just like the thing that we have over a lot of people is a lot of time. Um, and I just want to be able to make the most out of the time that I have. You know what I mean? And even if I don't do a lot, it's just like at least I'll just try my fucking best, bro. And I sit on my bed all fucking day watching YouTube videos. I don't really do jack shit. And this was especially terrible during the summertime. Like I was straight up fucking bed rotting. And I didn't know what to do with my life. I hated my college major. I didn't even want to do the career that I was trying to go into. But you know, over the summer like I just kept like thinking like, dude, I fucking hate what I'm doing right now. And I made a change in my major, and I've been enjoying it a lot more. Because it does motivate me to actually like progress towards like a career that I actually want to do. Um, and just doing something like that has like, dude, it's just finding something to motivate you, bro. Like a goal that you can work towards. You know, I don't know if you found something that you're passionate about or that you want to do career wise. And I know like what it feels like to be lost in that too, because literally up until last summer, I felt like that. I just felt like I was just doing some shit because my parents wanted me to do it and not because I wanted to do it. But, you know, when I took the jump and I stopped caring about what other people thought about me and I just, you know, did what I wanted, I've been a lot happier and I feel a lot more motivated. I'm not like a fucking fiend, like a workaholic now. I sound like I'm grinding every single fucking day. Like I still have times, like a lot of time, where I'm just like sitting there in bed and still brain rotting and doing a bunch of bullshit. But it it definitely helped me get off my ass a little bit more, and helped me get more motivated to do shit and progress even a little bit. That was a little bit of a side tangent, big bro.
And I told myself if I had a support system, I could break the cycle. And I could stop talking to the cheating ex-partner. Stop having hope. But I don't even have that. I always feel like I'm putting on this act for everyone to see. I don't even know what is me anymore. When I was younger, I was really self-conscious about my appearance. So then I got eyelid surgery. The funny thing is, prior to that, I posted some makeup videos and the only reason why it did so well
The
and
fuck?
got like millions of views is because I was ugly before. It was like a before and after process. I know I shouldn't let those online comments get to me, but I'm a really sensitive person.
Oh
And I
yeah,
read all the
for sure.
comments.
That's like, dude, the internet's crazy, bro. But you also gotta remember that a lot of those people on the internet are sad as shit too. Like they are. A lot of them are fucked up. They don't talk to real people. So, um, I mean, that's not like, I don't know how much that's gonna help, but that's how I think about it. And I'm a fucked up kind of person. Like I don't know why I think of shit like that, but yeah, people on the internet, I don't even think they're real, bro. They're, bro. Some people just be straight NPCs, bruh. They just be saying shit. It's easy to say like, oh, you know, don't get the comments or don't let the comments get to you. That's easy to say. Um, I don't know. It's fucking hard. And your channel is a lot bigger than mine, so I don't know like the amount of comments that you get, I'm sure it's like way more in terms of like negative stuff and positive stuff too. But I just know that the negative stuff like sticks way easier than the positive. Like you get like 1,000 positive comments talking about like, man, there's like this is really helpful, or this is like really relatable or inspiring, or I just love your videos type thing. But then you get one negative comment that's just like bullshit, and then you just think about that shit. It's unfortunate. I don't know why our brains fucking do that. It's like we just focus on the negative shit. But I don't blame you for thinking that, and I don't blame you for letting that get to you sometimes, because that shit fucking sucks, bro. Yeah.
Because I'm chronically online. So
Yeah, I was chronically online too.
Difference. All those mean comments disappeared after I got my eyelid surgery. And when I was younger, I had a lot of acne. I don't know why it's kind of hard to talk. A little bit of shortness of breath.
I'm self-conscious as shit too.
I had a lot of acne
and
a receding hairline because I accidentally shaved a part of my forehead, and then it didn't grow for years. Okay, that looks ugly, but yeah. And I just never felt conventionally attractive. I tried learning makeup to cope, to cover it up. And for a little while it worked. People started treating me better. People started noticing me. That I'm not just the quiet kid in the room. People only start caring or want to get close to you once you mean something. Or if you look a certain way, act a certain way. People say self-love is internal, but how are we supposed to love ourselves if our society determines our worth from external factors?
I don't blame you for thinking that at all. Like, that's real as shit, bro. But at the same time, I also think that those people are disingenuous as fuck, bro. And there's so many times I talk to someone and I just feel like they're just making a face. They're just they're just showing up just because they have to, like I was saying before. But turns out they stick around for a lot longer. Like in high school, one of my closest friends, literally ever, we would talk every single day for months and months and months and months and months. And I remember telling her one day that I just felt like our relationship, our friendship wasn't genuine. And I just felt like she was only there because, she felt bad for me or something. And she was like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? And at the time I was like, dude, I just didn't believe her that she was being for real. I just felt like she was just there because she had to be there. And this, I was going through some shit at the time. Well, I was recovering still from the whole suicidal thing that I was talking about before at the beginning of the video. So this was about a year after that. And then she was a new friend that I made, and then we talked a lot. And then I said, blah blah blah, I didn't feel like she was being genuine because of this whole thing. And then now this is like 4 years later, I'm looking back and it's just like, dude, she was absolutely being genuine. I mean, you don't just talk to somebody, you don't talk to somebody for months and months on end if you don't care about them. And I don't know if you've had like somebody to talk to other than like your toxic ex or whatever. Um, but I'm sure that if you reach out to somebody who's like in high school or something, that they'll actually care, and it's not just like they're fucking there because they have to be there. Because I've also gone through this myself. Like some people talk to me and they'll tell me about their suicidal thoughts or their depression, and they just feel like nobody fucking gives a shit. But I'm sitting there and I'm actually giving a shit. I'm actually caring. So it's like, if if I'm actually caring, then why am I over here thinking that other people don't care? You know what I mean? And I'm sure that if you care about how other people feel, then don't you think it's like kind of strange that you think that other people don't care? I know it's not your fault either, because I think that way too. Even to this day, like I still sometimes think like some people aren't being fully genuine with me. But again, that's just like our thoughts, and our thoughts are wrong a lot of the time. They lie to us a lot. Um, so just be careful. Um, I don't blame you for thinking that at all, because I'm over here still thinking that to this day, bro. But yeah.
I felt like there's no hope for me
Mm-hmm.
because I'll just always be in pain and I'll just bring others down.
Nah. Every single time that I've opened up to somebody, I regret it in the moment because I just feel like I'm dragging them along with me, and I just feel bad for, making them have to fucking deal with my problems and shit. But never once in the long run have I ever regretted opening up to anybody. Um, and I know, like, in the moment, it feels like there's no fucking end, bro. Like, I don't know how long you've been through that. I know you've gone through, like, a psych ward and everything. Like, bro, that shit was probably some straight butt cheek, bro. Holy fuck. But as somebody who took, it's been 5 years since, and I'm still kind of thinking about it to this day. Just like, what if I do just kill myself right now? Like, fuck it, right? Like, do people even care? And like, I still think that, and it's not like a fucking thing that can be cured 100%, but it's a marathon. You gotta pull yourself out of it. And I'm looking back at who I was 5 years ago and what I was thinking 5 years ago, and I'm so proud of myself, bro. And I'm proud of you too, because you're out here, you're making a video, you're actually doing something about it, you know? And it feels like, I can only imagine that it feels like you're so alone. And I felt like I was so alone too, bro. Like there was no one that could help me. But you're doing more than you actually think. And there's a lot of people who can relate to you on this too. And I know that doesn't really matter as much to you because it's just like they're just people behind a screen. Like you don't even know who they are. They don't even know who you are. I don't even know who you are. You don't know who I am. But just think about the fact that I'm making this video right now.
And I know I self-sabotage by thinking that no one wants to talk to me, so then I don't initiate to talk to anyone because I'm so scared of them not liking me. I know that's all in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I could hear my mom's footsteps. She just got home. When I asked her to talk with me yesterday, she just brushed it off. Something not important. My screaming, my cries, is always unanswered. That's why I clung onto the person that is the most toxic for me. Because I thought, at least somewhere, I belonged. At least I have them. At least they. So, what's wrong? Baby, what's wrong? Baby, I want to take a nappy nap. Okay, so I'm just gonna talk to the YouTube people, YouTube audience. I don't know whoever's watching this. Oh, I feel so dumb, man. I feel so dumb. And sometimes it's hard for me to believe that people find solace in my videos. Like, off topic, but I named my cat Sola because it's like soulless but shortened, which
Nice.
means to console someone. Yeah.
I named my dog Beethoven because of a movie called Beethoven's Christmas where there's like a Saint Bernard dog who like plays piano and shit, and then he runs away from home. I don't remember what the movie was about, but I named my dog Beethoven, or Beethoven for short, or Beethoven because I'm cringe.
Okay, back on track. What was I saying? I was saying. Oh yeah, I completely forgot what I was saying. Oh wait, no, I remember. Hard for me to fathom that people actually care about my videos or care about my well-being. I just find comfort in my videos because to me, I'm someone that can't even help themselves. How am I supposed to help others?
It's not your job to help other people. Just focus on yourself.
For years, suicide has always been passive. Always passive. I wouldn't go out of my way to do something to myself. But if a truck hit me, I'd hope I die.
For real. I've been thinking that too. Like, I've been walking across the street, a car comes, I'm like, yo, honestly, if you hit me, I don't really care. Because at least, like, you're doing me a little bit of a favor, no cap. Like, I don't want to be doing this shit right now. But most of the time, I'm glad they don't. Because, again, like, I want to do shit. There's a lot of stuff I haven't done yet. And that's basically the only reason why I'm still here right now. And on top of that, I'm very privileged to where, like, I do actually have, some people who are there to help me. And I know a lot of people don't have that. I don't know how much of a support system you have. But from what I am hearing, it sounds pretty shit. And that's not your fault. It's just like, that's just how it is. But you gotta be there for yourself. First and foremost. It's not like the people who have helped me were always there 24/7, checking up on me or anything like that. I kind of had to, in the darkness of my own room, I had to think about a lot of bullshit and really contemplate the decision that I was really making. Because, I'm sure you can't turn back from it. Like once you do it, it's done. So
But now, I'm actively doing things to hurt myself, which does no one any good. And I know these things. I'm aware of everything. But I just want to be heard and not judged for what I have to say. It's been really rough. It's been really rough. The past 6 months, genuinely the lowest I've ever been. I can't even count on my 2 hands how many times I tried to kill myself. You can say that I'm doing it for attention. In a way, yeah. I just want to be heard. I just want to be understood. I tried to make some happy videos. I was in the middle of editing something more spontaneous, fun, with my good energy out there. I don't always want to make depressing stuff. I don't want anyone's pity. I just want people to have some empathy.
you ever think about how, like, even with the amount of times that you tried to, you know, off yourself, that you're still here, despite all the attempts. It's like it's almost as if the universe wants to keep you here for a reason. And I've gone through this with a couple other of my friends too. You know, they just try and it doesn't work, and they try again, it doesn't work, and it's just like it's like you're just not meant to go just yet. I know every day is like hard as shit. You know, you wake up and you're just like, fuck. Like, I don't know what to do with my life. Oh my gosh. It'd be like that, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. Like just waking up and just not doing. I'll just be sitting in the shower and I'm over here like, bro, how am I gonna fucking progress my career and shit? Like I'm worrying about all these things. You gotta try, bro. Like, just keep fighting, please. Like, don't give up. And I know, like, it doesn't feel like it, but there's a lot of people who are counting on you right now to keep it pushing and to keep fighting. Um,
And be nice to others. Because the things you say to other people, it does hurt and affects. It does affect them. I had to replace my curtain rod because it bent over when I tried to off myself. But an old friend helped fix it. But then I started questioning the friendship because I can't trust them.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really. I can't really trust men. I'm scared.
Yeah. No. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Especially if you've got trauma. Like, bro, that's just going to stick around for a long time. Um, and unfortunately, there's not a whole lot that is going to, like, fix, I guess, how you view your life or how you view other people because of your trauma, because of past. The same is for me too. Like I said, dude, the part where you just don't trust people because you think they're not being genuine with you, that's real as shit. I feel like I've said this so many times now. Like I just keep saying this shit over and over again, but it's true. Like, it, there's so many people that I met, and it's just like I don't even want to be friends with them, even though they're not bad people. Like they're good people, but I just feel like I can't take it further than just being like a classmate, just because I feel like they're just gonna let me down, or I'm gonna let them down in some type of way, and that our friendship isn't gonna be real. And I've held myself back from making a lot of friends in college. Actually, I don't think I've made a single friend that I talk to outside of class. And yeah, I mean, most of the friends that I talk to like regularly are from high school. They're just my high school friends. Um, and luckily, we've stayed friends since. And those are the people I talk to the most. So, making new friends, especially when you have this like trust issue, is like insanely difficult. And honestly, I'm not a fucking therapist. I don't know much about things like that, but I don't know how to get over it too. Like, I really don't know how to get over that trust issue part. Um, I think at some point, I've been letting my guard down a lot too. Like, for example, recently there was someone that I felt like I actually could have been really close friends with, and we got really like deep in conversation about just like life and I guess like philosophy and shit and just all types of stuff. Um, and she was just a friend from class. Like we would talk outside of class. We would go to the library, just talk, chill. Um, but I have a strange feeling that we're not going to talk next semester because the semester is over now. Um, and in a way, like I was super disappointed that you know I kind of let my guard down and I felt like this was someone who could actually be like a long term friend. Although right now I don't really think she will be a long term friend. Because that's just kind of how things go. Like it seems like in my life it's just a pattern of people coming in and out, in and out. They show up for a little cameo for like a one season character type thing and then they're out. And I've been getting really tired of just like fucking making new friends and and not talking to them again. So I don't know how to, I don't know. That's just something I relate with, that's all.
I'm scared of ghosts and being laughed at.
Oh yeah. I'm low-key balding, by the way. I'm covering it with my headset because I'm insecure.
I'm experiencing some symptoms of OD right now. I don't want to be sent to the ward again. I don't. My head is spinning. My eyes are I can feel my heart rate rapidly increasing. My mom said that I was dumb. Said that I was really dumb for doing things like this because of a man. But she wouldn't understand. She doesn't understand. She could be so headstrong, but I'm not. She could feel like she doesn't need someone, a romantic interest, in order to prove her worth. But I do. It's not as simple as just blocking it. I act so impulsively that it scares me. I also just want to address that it's our responsibility for the way that we act. And I don't try to use my mental illness to excuse my lashing out, my yelling, me throwing things, me destroying things, me trying to do things to myself to harm myself. Others will just get sick of it. But it's my responsibility to control my behavior. Mental illness is not a free pass to be a shitty person.
Facts.
But look at me. Became so bitter. Became so controlling. So jealous of everyone.
At least you're self-aware. A lot of people don't have that, which is crazy. You'd be surprised.
I don't know. I feel tired.
Yeah, gang. I'm tired too, bro. It's all good. By the way, it is currently 5 a.m. right now. Yeah. As you see at the bottom of my screen, 4:59 a.m. I'm tired. But I was watching this video and like literally everything that you were saying, like I related with, bro. Like shit was crazy, bro. I was watching this and I'm not trying to like pity you either, cause like I know you don't want that shit, and even then, like even if you did want it, like I'm not trying to pity you either way. But I just felt like that shit was so real, bro. And it was something that I've been thinking about, so it's crazy that you posted this video. And I actually did want to talk about this on YouTube. even before you made this video, but I felt like this was like, you know, just interesting that that it happened like this. Again, we don't know each other, so you don't have to take my word for anything. But I appreciate the fact that you're still here, and the fact that this video is even up in the first place indicates that you are still here. And I know you tried to, do some shit, but based on the description, um, this was a few hours ago. You obviously went and were still able to post this video, so it seems like you're okay. And on top of that, there's like a ton of comments of people just like supporting you. There's a ton, and this is not even new shit. This is like some of the old shit. You can go here like fucking 418. That's a lot of people who relate to you, by the way. So you're not alone. Recently I've been going through like just a lot of people who have opened up to me about like their mental health issues, and it's scary for me because you know like I've been through it myself, but I just feel like I don't know how to help people, you know and in a way I feel like you feel like that too. Like maybe there's people reaching out to you in there or in your comments or whatever, and they're just saying like, that you're helping them, or that you're inspiring them, or that they just relate to you, or maybe they're asking you for advice or for help or whatever it is. And you just feel helpless, bro. Like I just feel like that, bro. Like my cousin, dude, I have a cousin who lives like on the opposite side of the fucking country. And when she told me that she was going through some fucking depressive shit and that her family wasn't there for her, I felt like so helpless. I felt so useless. Because, all I can do is just console her over text, you know? But ultimately, like, there is really not much that I can do. And I literally just have to talk to them and hope that, they make a little bit of an effort. And luckily, even just a little bit of effort works too. Because the thing about being depressed is that you're just unmotivated as shit. Like, bro, I'm sitting there not doing jack shit. I don't even want to progress my career or nothing. Like, I'm seeing all these people, they're successful or they're working towards being successful, or, they've got some shit going on for them. And I feel like I'm left behind. It's so cliche. Like, we all work at our different paces and whatever, like this and that bullshit. But I mean, it is true. And, like I said, like, you feel a lot lonelier than you are. Like, there's a lot of people, millions of people, who are going through this shit too. And you're talking about it, which is difficult, especially online. That's brave. And you inspired me to make this video, so there's that. This is like actual like visual proof that what you're doing does make an impact. So I'm proud of you just for being here. That's it. That's all I can really say. I wish I could help in any other way, but this is it's gonna be rough, bro. It's gonna be real tough. But I know, like, literally, as long as you just wake up and go to sleep, you'll get through it. I promise you that. It's been 5 years since I went through my shit, and I still think about it. But it's not an easy battle, bro. And there'll be some moments and some times and experiences and people that will remind you that you gotta keep going. And I look at my family, I look at my cousins, and just my friends and some people around me, even just fucking random YouTube videos like this, and I'm just like, dude, like, I can't give up right now. A lot of things I want to experience first before I do that. So, you know, if it happens, it happens. But, at least let me take some shit off my bucket list first. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to end it off here. I don't know if you watched this video or, like, if you made it to the end, because this video is like an hour fucking long. But I appreciate you for watching. And I do really hope that you get better. So, I'll be cheering for you. Deadass. Anyway. See ya.